Today, we are going to talk about how Samsung does marketing. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button if you're coming from YouTube. And just subscribe from anywhere if you want to level up, all right? So, Samsung. Samsung sells TVs. I have a Samsung TV. They sell mobile devices. They sell computers too. They sell watches. They sell appliances. There's just a lot of stuff that they sell. And they're based in Korea. They are one of the largest brands in the world. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna score them on 5 different things. We're gonna look at their SEO, we're gonna look at their content, we're gonna look at their general marketing, their conversion rate optimization, and then how they do paid media, and then give you a final score on how we think how they did in terms of marketing, or how they do in terms of marketing. So this is their website right here. There's a lot going on. It's nicely designed. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start on the SEO side of things. So on the SEO side of things for Samsung.com, you can see that their domain rating, the orange bar over there, is 92. That is extremely strong. And the Ahrefs ranks is 414. So they are the top 414th website in the world. Number 1 is probably like a Google or a Facebook. They have 227,000 referring domains, which is 227,000 different IP addresses or domains linking to their site, which is a lot. They rank for 10 million keywords, and if they were to pay Google for their traffic every single month, they'd be paying $30 million for their traffic every single month, right? And you can see here, Ahrefs is also detecting that they spend about $1.2 million a month on the Google Ads side of things, all right? And the cool thing here is we can see, their search. I mean, they get a lot of traffic, but it looks like it's going down a little bit. It is, we are approaching. It should go up during the holidays, but. In general, they're kind of around the same, which when you have a website this big, it's like you're moving around a big ship, right? You can't maneuver that quickly. But if you look at the left side over here, they actually do really well internationally. So in the United States, they rank for 2.7 million keywords. In Germany, 534,000. And it kind of goes down the list from here. United Kingdom, you have Germany, Brazil, because they do business worldwide. What I want to draw your attention to here, because it's not like a case study that we do with like a large brand like a Disney, where they rank for a lot of their brands that they own. But if we hit top pages over here, just look at what they rank for, right? So a lot of them, it's branded, right? Like the Samsung Galaxy, the Note. But what we can do here is we can pull out anything. We can do that. Any keyword that has Samsung in it, we can pull it out. And you can see the different keywords that they rank for, right? So they rank number 7 for the word TV. It's probably not the best keyword they want to rank for because intent, right? Maybe they want like a flat screen TV, like that's a little more general, right? But because their domain authority is so strong, they rank for things like that. They have their own brands too, like they have the Note, they have the Galaxy, they have smart things. But in general, when it comes to electronics, they tend to rank for it, right? So let's just, cell phone deals, they rank number 13 for. So they just rank for a lot of random things. USB driver for Android, wireless headphones, they rank number 11 for. And by the way, they don't necessarily want to go for those. It depends on how well it converts for them. The deal here is, if you're a large website like this, if you convert really well on paid media for that specific keyword, then you try to rank higher on it from an SEO standpoint, if you're such a large site like them. Bluetooth TV, they rank for a lot of random keywords, but in general, like the brand stuff, they're the strongest for, okay? So from an SEO standpoint, because their domain rating is so high, and we look at their site structure, if we hit appliances, like the navigation makes sense because they have so much stuff on their site. They have so many SKUs, they have so many different categories. You generally want to set it up like this, where it's like, you start with appliances and it's like, okay, well, what appliances? Refrigerators, wall ovens, washers, right? So if you click on one of the categories over here, they have breadcrumbs over here, where you see the top left where it says home appliances, washers. That's great for internal linking. And then you can see shop our newest washers. There's content on this page too for the search engines to detect, and it's really well designed. There's awards here too, and I've had their washers before. They're really good washers. So look, from an SEO standpoint, I'm gonna give them an 18 out of 20, just because they are so strong from a domain standpoint, and they do really well internationally as well. Site structure looks good. What I would say that they can improve on is, is there more that they can do with content on these pages, right? I don't know. That's really up for them. I think there's a little wiggle room. And what are they doing from a content perspective? From a content team perspective, that's something that we'll take a look at next, and which we're actually doing. So content for them, if we actually go to one of the washer pages, so let's go to like shop now. Because their e-commerce is a little different, right? It's not all about writing blog posts all the time. But if I wanted to buy, let's say this one over here. So the product page is really well designed, and then there's a buy now button. It's very straightforward. Free delivery, there's rebates, you can check your zip code, and then there's upsells too, right? So from a CRO standpoint, which we'll get to next, they're looking good. But all the features of this washer, it's here. So from a content perspective, because this is e-commerce, you generally have a lot of reviews, right? So user-generated content you're going to rely on a lot. So they have 331 reviews for this product itself, and these people are writing a lot in here. They're putting videos as well. So from a content perspective, if we're just looking at products, they're pretty good. What I would say is, like, sometimes when we look at other brands like Adobe, they tend to own like different magazines. They own like different websites, like they own CMO.com. I'm looking in the footer over here to see if they own any of these other properties. It doesn't seem like they do. So I think from a content perspective, I'll give them an 18 out of 20 because I think there's a little more wiggle room that they can do with acquiring other properties. I think if you can acquire the other attention from other sites like publishers that aren't that well monetized, especially if publishers are doing direct sales, you can buy them for cheap, basically plug them in, right? And then you can plug in like Samsung ads. So if you can control the attention, you're gonna be in a really good spot. If you look at general marketing, everything it's well designed, right? Now, if we look at their Twitter, let's just look at one of their social media channels, 446,000 followers, and it doesn't appear that they post that much. They could be posting more, they could be engaging with more people. Maybe that's not their MO, but some of the posts that they have, 5,100 likes on it, 250 retweets, and then some of the stuff where it's like, buy our stuff, it's only like 84 likes on it. So they actually know what works. They should just be doing more of it. I think on Twitter, you can be posting way more to it every single day. Now, if you look at how they're doing Instagram, so 5.1 million followers just on their mobile division. But yeah, it's very like, inspirational, lifestyle kind of thing, which is cool. I mean, if you're Samsung, people generally know who you are. You're not trying to sell stuff all the time. I think in their videos, they are trying to kind of like push like what you can accomplish with Samsung products, right? Especially with mobile products, like that's fine. Look, everything's well designed, right? Like their arch rival is Apple, and like this kind of does look a little, the whiteness is very Apple-esque. So from a general marketing perspective, I would give them a 16 out of 20. They could be doing more on the social side of things. They could be doing more on their site in terms of like acquiring more attention. That actually kind of goes into content as well. Some of these things kind of go hand in hand. The next thing we're going to look at is conversion rate optimization. So if we go back to the product page over here, like they're pretty locked in. Like if you can't afford it, like you can get a loan for it, okay? And there's a buy now button, like that's pretty clear. There's free delivery. All these things answer objections, right? And there's features in here as well. And then also the number of reviews and what people are writing, that actually helps make the user a little more okay with this, right? And then check it out. Like as we scroll down, if you look at the top right, the buy now button, it appears in the top right corner in the navigation. Like that's important to help drive conversions up, right? All of these things are intended to, because this is a high dollar purchase, it's intended to allay or soothe kind of the fears that a user might have, right? And then there's all this cool tech, like all these cool features. The price is in there, and if you need help, you can get help on the bottom. Like there's this little app over here too, but you can hit the chat button, right? So it's good that they have an app too, because some people just want to buy off their mobile device, and I'm doing this on an iPad right now. But look, from a CRO standpoint, it's up to them if they want to collect more emails or not. I think they probably could, because emails generate a ton of cash and you can control that. I don't see them having something like, hey, you can get like 10% off or something like that. And maybe that's not their MO, but I do think that they could do it if they wanted to, but I would give them an 18 out of 20 from a conversion rate optimization standpoint. So the final thing we're going to look at is paid ads. So I do want to look at the ad library. Samsung has 160 million likes. Not only that, they have multiple different brands here. So I'm going to go with the 160 million likes on that one. And obviously they're running a ton of ads on Facebook. A lot of them are video, okay? And a lot of them are just offers, like buy our stuff. Started running these December 11th. And this is Facebook's ad library, it's free. And the other tools I use, by the way, Hrefs for SEO, and then we're gonna look at another tool in a second. Let's look at the last 90 days in terms of impressions. Like, what are they driving the most on right now? These are both Facebook and Instagram ads. So newest Samsung experience. So they're trying to get you into the store, and they are just trying to sell you products directly because, again, they are e-commerce. It makes sense, and it looks good. I mean, the ads look really good on the Facebook side. We can't see how much they're spending. Let's take a look at AdBeat. AdBeat, again, is the tool that we use to kind of look at how they're spending on Google. We're looking at how they spend on display as well. Samsung, $30 million in spend. We're looking at the last 180 days. And by the way, the number, you have to take that with a grain of salt, but we're looking for the trends over here. And they are spiking like crazy. Like, if we look at that $30 million distribution, 20 million goes into YouTube. So 2/3 of it into YouTube, direct buys, and then Google. So if we scroll down over here, we can see their top spend, top ads over here, and we can look at their newest campaigns. Sure, we can look at the different publishers that they're going on, and then their top competitors here they're looking at LG, Best Buy, T-Mobile. Like, these are the people that they're trying to compete with. But let's just look at their top ads for a second. Let's look at what actually works for them. So, look, they're going crazy obviously with their Galaxy Fold because that's their flagship kind of ad. They have a lot of native ads here. So these are ads. These are sponsored posts that kind of live within the piece of content, but they're generally pushing their top electronics, right? It's their TVs and it's really their phones that really are the standouts. And sure, they do other electronics, but that's what they're kind of known for, right? Those are the main revenue drivers for them. And you can see their top video ads in here too, and which is where they drive the bulk of their spend into. And so the key thing is this: if they've been spending on this, it looks like in the last 90 days or so, they've really been ramping with this ad, and they keep the ad going. That means it's doing well, right? So I'm trying to find an ad that continues to go, and probably the best performing one is this one, at least from the ones that we can see. We can't pull it up right now, but we know that it is a phone ad, right? So we know generally what they're doing, and we can see their top landing pages too. So when you use competitive intelligence tools, you really get a good insight into where are they spending, how are they spending it, where are they driving it to, and they can kind of inform the strategy that you want to go through. They're one of the top advertisers out there, and they do a good job considering all they do is e-commerce. So I am going to give them a 19 out of 20 on their advertising, all right? 19 out of 20, they know what they're doing, obviously. If we score everything up at the end of the day, Samsung gets an 89 out of 100 on their score. And don't forget, we are actually doing a premium podcast for leveling up right now. Go to singlegrain.com/pro and you can sign up. We have a bunch of different tiers where we're testing out where we can do like monthly Ask Me Anything, like a WhatsApp group. There's a lot that goes into that. And we have an ad-free version as well. So go to singlegrain.com/pro, check it out, and we'll see you tomorrow.